Hi everyone, and today I'm cleaning crap in my own house. I hate cleaning my own house. Am I the only one? So I figured I would go through and show you how I clean a kitchen. And let's get to it. I'm going to show you the kitchen before we start. So here we have my kitchen table, and this is where everyone puts their shoes when they come in the house. So I've got to get those put away. Here are my kitchen cupboards. This is an art project Cody and I are going to be doing, and we're going to upload it. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss when we upload that. And does anyone else's kitchen have a place where everything goes to die? This is where everything in my kitchen goes to die, and I need to go through that. And here is my fridge, which we will address some of that, which won't come off because somebody used oil on my fridge and now it's stained. So we've got my fridge, we have my cupboards, my microwave, oven. And let me just say, I'm not somebody who likes a lot of stuff on their countertops, but my son uses this every day and they keep getting left out and it's driving me insane. I need to replant a couple things. That is why this is here. So I don't forget to plant, but I'm forgetting. Okay, when it comes to cleaning, I start and I go from left to right and then from right to left. And the reason why I do that is because of the fact that my sink is an undermount sink. If the sink was above the countertops, I would just work my way either clockwise or counterclockwise. But I don't like it when you have cleaned and you go to the other side of the sink, and because you're cleaning something you haven't cleaned, a bunch of crap goes into the sink. So I work my way from one way to the sink and from the other way to the sink. The first thing I'm going to be doing is spraying this portion of my kitchen countertops, and we're going to let it sit while I spray and wipe down my kitchen table. I am going to leave all of the chairs out, and that is because I need to vacuum the rug that's underneath the table, and I'm not ready to vacuum yet. So deal with it. I'm using a square rag. I'm going to spray a little bit of cleaner on it just to make it go a little bit further. Then I'm going to go through and I am going to scrub everything down. Now, this square rag is kind of amazing. If you are interested in purchasing one, there is a link in the description. Now, let's dry that. What do we have? A dry towel. A fresh rag. I love this squid. Did you guys like the noise it makes? You should feel it. It feels amazing. That's a bit odd. I get it. Okay. Center island is done. Time to move on. I'm going to go through all this, but I'm not going to bore you with that. And there might be some personal information in there. So see you in a minute. I'm going through this bin. I found some goodies. Kind of excited. Right before Christmas too. Yay. I'm going to show you an update. I've got everything out of the death trap. And we have piles of where things need to go, and it's going to be empty over here. I think I'm going to move the electric kettle. Now it's time to go shred and move everything into their different locations. And this will no longer be my corner where things go to die. I know I said that I was going to leave the chairs out because I wasn't ready to vacuum underneath that table, but with all the chaos of all that paperwork everywhere, I need to vacuum and put those chairs back so I feel a little bit calmer. So let's go vacuum. Yeah, something else I don't want to do today, but I have to because nobody else cleans my house but me. Shit I don't want to do is clean my own house. Max, are you excited it's snowing? Or do you think Max's girlfriend lives behind us and he likes to go out and bark at her? So, mistake made. I should have organized and gone through all that paperwork before I cleaned the cupboard. So I'm just going to do a quick spray down, not as well as I would if I was cleaning it. And the little corner, I clean to the sink. I do the sink last. So let's go. We're just going to do a quick spray. This right here, I'm going to use a Squoion because I didn't clean this area before. Time to dry it. I'm going to spray this area down, and while that sits, I'm going to put the dirty dishes into the dishwasher. And I let it sit so it has enough time to do its job. We're moving things out of the way. When I spray the cupboards down, if I haven't done, say, the stove yet, I'm going to saturate this area. And that way, when I'm spraying the stove down, I'm not going to get what I just cleaned wet again. So I do just kind of saturate that area as I'm going through. In a kitchen, I'm never going to get this recorded because my dog keeps barking. Oh my gosh. In a kitchen where the microwave is on top of the stove, I clean the microwave first. And the reason being is once you spray that, that's going to go down onto the stove. And you know, it kind of makes sense, right? Like if you had just cleaned the stove, you're going to get it wet all over again. So let's move on to the microwave and go from there. I am not as concerned about the cleaner sitting as long in a microwave as I would say on the countertops. The first thing I start with is the door, and mine does not need to be scrubbed other than with a dry rag. You got to make sure that you're getting that top lip too, and in those corners very well, and along the bottom lip. Now I'm allowing the stuff to stay longer on the outside because I want to break down some grease and oil. Inside, I'm not as concerned, so I'm just going to do a wipe down. If you had a blow up in your microwave and it's hard to get off, try a Scoi. Or they have these cute little steamable things. So there are tricks you can do with water. Here is a helpful tip for you. When it comes to cooking and either you're on the stove and it spills over, or you're in the microwave and something blows up, the best thing to do is once you're done cooking and the surface is cooled down, clean it off. That way it won't get cooked onto the surface and it's not going to take much to get it off in the first place. Don't forget that upper lip right here. A lot of stuff gets stuck right here. Let's see if anything's there. See, there's a little bit from, it looks like popcorn. This is not how I usually do it. I'm just putting it there so you guys can see. So I'm going to be cleaning my microwave 2 times. The first time with the all-purpose cleaner. I'm just going to go through and wipe it down. And this is before I do my final polish up. Now, while I am doing this, while I'm cleaning, I am going to go through and I'm going to look for spots on the cupboards that need to be wiped down. And I will tell you why. So it is not good for the wood of your cupboards to spray and wipe them down every time, especially wood. You are going to completely dry that wood out. My cupboards have a high gloss finish on them, so I'm not as concerned, but that is too time consuming to do every time you clean. Spot treat, look for spots and wipe them down. I will say, if you do decide to go through and clean all of your cupboards and they are wood, get a good wood oil and oil them after. Just make sure you've done a really good job cleaning everything off and it has dried completely. And what that wood oil is going to do now is soak in and replenish some of that moisture in that wood that you just removed by washing them. But again, just go through and spot treat, because washing them from top to bottom every time is doing damage to your kitchen cupboards. After I've done the microwave, I'm going to now move on to the stove. Now you can see I still have the burners on the stove, and I have done that intentionally because I am going to go through and spray everything down, including the burners. Once that's done, I'm going to remove the burners and put them off to the side. And then I'm going to give my stove another quick spray. And the front of it. You may have seen us talk about this in previous videos. So this is a way to clean this little space there. I've got a putty knife and a rag, and I'm going to put that rag around the putty knife. And the reason why we're doing that is, for one, to protect from these sharp edges, and two, this is going to catch. And what you're going to do is go in between that crack, kind of do a back and forth motion. Mine's not that bad, but that is a quick way to clean just that little crack between your, she said crack, between your countertops and your stove. I do not have stuck-on food on my stove because I wipe it down as soon as it's cooled. So mine is pretty easy to clean, and there's not a lot of scraping or any of that. I just have to go through and do a quick wipe down, and I am using the scoy just to be safe, and it will not scratch it. I have a fresh rag, and here we go. I'm not too concerned about streaks because I do go with a polish with glass cleaner after I've sanitized and cleaned everything. I like to pull everything from the back forward and then get it to one of the corners to get things off of the stove. I've cleaned under it, so I'm gonna just put that back on, if it will go. Little turnips sometimes don't like to go. And again, I'm just gonna wipe this down. I'm gonna go through with glass cleaner to give it a polish. Right now, I'm just trying to get everything off that I possibly can. Have you ever had issues getting the crumbs that are right here out? Well, this brush is pretty amazing. It is what we have found that works best. There is a link in the description if you are interested in purchasing one, and that's Scrub. It's not perfect, but it's the best tool I found to get in that little crack of this thing. Scrub. I'm going to go through, I'm going to spray the microwave and the stove and the stovetop down with glass cleaner, shine it up, and we'll be back. Hot. Soft. Before I put these beauties back on the stove, I'm going to go through with my scoy, and I am going to go ahead and just do a quick wipe down with it. Now, you don't want to go crazy because this has a protectant enamel coating on it, and once that's gone, it's gone. If it needed a really good scrub, I'd put it in my sink and clean it with hand soap. Once I have gone through with it, I'm going to go through with my rag and just dry it off quickly before I put it on. And I make sure that I get all of the angles dry because I don't want it dripping anything onto the surface of the stove that I just cleaned. And there you have it. The stove is done. Time to move on to the corner. And then finally the sink. Normally when it comes to like just the things on the cupboard, I just use my damp rag and wipe it. This is a bit more than just a wipe, so I'm gonna spray it. That looks like hot cocoa. Before I put these guys back, I'm gonna wipe them down. 1, 2, 3. This guy needs to be hand washed. I'm gonna hand wash him and we'll be back so I can talk to you about the sink. Okay, I'm just gonna show you my scrub daddy couldn't get this stuff off. This scoy is just getting it right off. No questions asked, no qualms. And it gets into this little crack. No qualms. I don't have to scrub with it like I thought I would. Yay! Whenever I do my dishes, I use this little wand and I'm going to clean the sides and this. I also will clean my stove, my sink this way when I'm cleaning. I really love the Dawn Power Wash and what it does to stainless steel. That's the only time I use this. I don't clean my dishes with this. Nobody cleans their dishes with this. It's meant for cleaning my sink. We just gotta get some pumping out. Gotta get some pumping out. All-purpose cleaner, spray it down, and that will shine it up. And we just go through and wipe everything down. Now I'm at my own home, so I'm not too concerned about water being on the bottom of the sink. If I was at a client's house, I would take this out to do it, but I'm at home and I'm not too concerned because I know I cleaned it and I don't need to see the proof to know that. Again, like I said, I do that every time I do my dishes. And so 1 to 2 days, I'm going to be cleaning this out again anyways. So I'm not that concerned. I'm going to do the same process on the other side of the sink and we will be back. Okay, now that I have everything cleaned, the last thing I'm going to do is either sweep or vacuum the floor. Today, I feel like vacuuming, so I'm going to vacuum and then I'm going to go over it and mop. All right, guys, there you go. She's officially cleaned. Just a few tips and tricks that we have for cleaning kitchens. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching this far into the video. People like you is what is going to make it so we can continue to put this stuff out. And until next time, make sure you have an amazing day.